Hi, I'm Jacob.
I'm Seth.
I'm Devin.
And I'm Anmal, and this is our self-control theory presentation.
Self-control theory, often referred to as the general theory of crime, has emerged as one of the major theoretical paradigms in the field of criminology. Control theories assume that all people would naturally commit crimes if it weren't for restraints on their innate selfish tendencies. One of the better-known criminological theories of recent decades is Gottfredson and Hirsch's in 1990 called the low self-control theory. This theory holds that children develop levels of self-control by about ages 7 or 8, and these levels remain relatively stable the rest of their lives. Children with low levels of self-control end up being more prone to crime, and their criminal propensity continues into later life. Parsimony is achieved by explaining a given phenomenon, in our case criminal activity, in the simplest way possible. So, pertaining to self-control theory, it shows that parsimony doesn't use over-explanatory variables. Scope is the next characteristic of a theory. It indicates how much of a given phenomenon the theory seeks to explain. In our case, the theory attempts to explain delinquent behavior with parental effectively. Logical consistency is the extent to which a theory makes sense in terms of its concepts and propositions. And so, for self-control theory, it says that a lower amount of self-control will lead to increased amount of criminal behavior.
The self-control theory is based a lot on a child's life growing up, how his or her parents treat them, and the type of environment that he or she is in. Therefore, a person is not born with high or low self-control. The self-control theory is conflictual because different researchers do not agree that self-control is a single cause of delinquency, or that parental efficacy is a major determinant in levels of self-control. Everyone does not agree about the sources and causes of self-control, which makes it unable to be consensual. Individuals commit crimes because they have low self-control. As a child, if the efficacy that he or she is receiving from his or her parents is low, it is extremely likely that he or she will grow up with low self-control. Lower self-control can affect a person's relationships, drug alcohol abuse, and many other decisions outside of just criminal behavior. As a kid, how and where you grow up are going to affect many aspects of your life, including self-control. Other influencing aspects are race, sex, family income, peers, and family life or life at home.
Proposed hypotheses included parental efficacy being an important precursor to self-control. Another was that self-control does not completely mediate the relationship between parental efficacy and delinquency.
The operationalization of variables is based on parent efficacy on a 4-item scale, such as does the mother discuss wrongdoings with the child and does the parent get along with the child. Demographic and social characteristics such as aid or grade in school, sex, family income, family disruption, if the parents are married or unmarried, and deviant peers, substance abuse, and fights within the past year, and a 6-item scale in which the delinquency scale contained questions on the lifetime use of drugs and alcohol. 1 point is given if adolescent answered yes, and 2 points if the adolescent answered no. The findings of the theory assert that due to the use fixation of self-control during ages 8 through 10, parent efficacy and adolescents' levels of self-control are in fact correlated.
Research concluded 4 major things. Gottfredson and Hirsch's notion was consistent with data that parental efficacy is a major precondition of self-control in youngsters. Also, that parental efficacy and self-control are related, but so is the link between race, family structure, age, and sex. Race and self-control may be more complex than indicated by previous research, and also that self-control mediating the relationship between parental efficacy and delinquency is extremely limited. Deviant peers were also a strong and stable predictor of delinquent behavior.
Giving support for the theory, parental efficacy is a major precondition for self-control in youth. Those with low self-control will make friends who are similar. Also, such data supports the theory, including race and family structure and limited parental guidance.